Hello YouTube, welcome to another video. In today's video I'm gonna show you how to make speech recognition with C#. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, we are going to create a new project. In order to do that, we're going to click in a project, and we need to create a new console application. I'm gonna call it speech app. I think that's good. Just a little disclaimer here. To follow this tutorial, you need to have the Speech Recognition Sdk in your computer. How do you do that? So if you are using Windows 10, you already have this on your computer. But if you are using Windows 7 or Windows 8, you need to download the SDK, which can be very easily found on the internet. Just search for something like Speech SDK 5.1 and download this file. It's something like in the order of 68 megabytes. Okay, you can easily found this on the internet. So let's get started. Speech recognition is very awesome feature in programs, and let's add the library. Okay, as you can see right here, these are namespaces, and these are the references for this project. We need to add the system.speech, which is the library, and will you be able to recognize speech. Let's add the library by clicking project, add reference. I'm using Windows Visual. The truth is, I'm using Microsoft Visual Studio C# 2010 Express. So in the .NET tab, we're going to search for system.speech, as you can see here. And if you try to see the path, we can see that this is on the .NET framework. But as I said before, we need to download this if you are on Windows 7, 8, or 8.1. Okay, let's click OK. Let's import this namespace by typing system.speech.recognition. Let's create a speech recognition object, private static, because we are in a console application. Speech recognition engine, semicolon. Okay, we can do some exception handling right here, but I don't think I'm gonna do that, so I'm gonna just type engine equal new speech recognition engine. Okay, we have some arguments, but I'm not going to use any of them. Okay, so here we are creating a new instance of the recognizer. This is the default recognizer from Windows desktop. What I think is something like recognizer 8.0 or SOTA. Okay. Secondly, we need to define a source to the audio or to the actual speech. As you can see, I'm using this microphone, so I'm use this microphone for recognize speech. And here we are in the set method, and we can see here there's a lot of methods there. This method set input to WAV file and set input to default audio device, which defines the microphone, the default microphone as a source. Okay, So we already have the microphone. We need some grammar to recognize. The grammar that I'm going to use is the dictation grammar, which is something like I can say anything. That is the grammar. Okay. So this loads the grammar, and this defines the input. Okay, so pretty good. So now we need to start the recognition. To start the recognition, I'm gonna type engine.recognize, and basically there are two types of recognition. There is recognize and recognize async. I strongly recommend that you use recognize async, okay? Because if you are trying to do something in the Windows farms, this will run asynchronously, which is pretty good. So let's define the recognize mode as multiple. Okay, it starts the recognition. Okay, so we have the recognition. Let me add some breakpoint, which is gonna be console.k, right? So what you need now is something called an event, which is every time that the recognizer recognize something, this event will fire. Okay, so this event is going to be an engine.speech recognized, okay, plus equal rec, which is going to be a static event. Let's create this event, private static. Remember, we are in a console application, object sender, and a speech recognition recognized event args. Let's just type result. I think it's a good name. Okay, so every time that they recognize something, this event will be fired. Okay, so let's add a console.writeLine. Let's type usaid. In between brackets, we're going to add a index 0, which is, if you know sharp, you know that this is basically an array of arguments. Conf, which stands for confidence. Okay, so let's access the result. The result will be result.text, which is the actual text, and the confidence is going to be result.confidence. Okay, so that's it. So we have all done. I think the documentation or the comments are good enough for understanding how this is gonna work. Let's run this or execute. Okay. Well, I'm gonna start to speech slowly right now, because I think the recognition is going to be started. Yeah, that's great. As you can see, the recognition isn't that great, but actually English isn't my first language, so English is not my first language. Okay, I'm struggling to speak English. Okay, as you can see there, the confidence is sometimes high, it's pretty high, sometimes low. You can try to use some flow or something like that to control the program. Okay, that was the tutorial. I hope you like it. You can subscribe to my channel. I'm going to do some awesome tutorials in C# and Python, that stuff. So see ya.